What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again with the top 5 SEC rankings. I'm not going to take too much of your time, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the video. Coming in at number 5 on my top 5 rankings after week 6 is the Tennessee Volunteers. Now, I know Tennessee is coming off a loss, but guess what? A lot of teams coming off a loss, and a lot of teams got one loss this season. One loss don't make the whole daggone season, okay? Tennessee still is a good team. The offense is still explosive, even though Arkansas stopped them this week, all right? Tennessee still got a pretty good defense, okay? I understand Arkansas made a couple of more plays than Tennessee, all right? That daggone defense got a couple of more stops than Tennessee, but Tennessee was never out of the game. This still was a close game all the way to the end. Even though Arkansas got the victory, I think the score was 19-14. But hey, it's all good. Tennessee, they can go back and regroup. They got Florida this week, and I'm sure that they're going to beat the brakes off of Florida. Arkansas is not a bad team, so Tennessee didn't lose to a bad, mediocre opponent. At least not in my opinion. Arkansas is 3-2. Okay, it's a lot of SEC teams right now that's 3-2. All right, so hey, it ain't no shame in losing to the Arkansas Razorbacks. Tennessee, I'm sure they're gonna rebound this week. And if I'm looking at Tennessee's schedule, they got a lot more wins coming their way. I still view Tennessee as a playoff team. One loss ain't gonna change my opinion about those Tennessee Volunteers. No way, no how. So hey, cause if you disagree, put it in the comment section. If you agree, put it in the comment section. But one loss ain't going to change my opinion about the Tennessee Volunteers. That's why I still got them in my top 5, okay? Coming in at number 4, I got my Alabama Crimson Tide. And people might be all up in arms because I still got Alabama in the top 5 after they lost to Vanderbilt, okay? Yes, I got them at number 4. Hey, people act like this is the Vanderbilt of last year or the year prior. It is not. Vanderbilt has already exceeded their win totals from last year. Okay, Vanderbilt right now sitting at 3-2, just like Arkansas. Okay, but everybody want to say, well, it was Vanderbilt. You shouldn't even be ranked. That's what some people think. Okay, I had Alabama at number 2 last week, and hey, I dropped them 2 spots just like I did Tennessee. But I still got faith in my Alabama Crimson Tide, okay? I was a little distraught after they lost to Vanderbilt, but I done calmed down. I done came to my damn senses. My Alabama Crimson Tide is a still good team, all right? Still a good team. Everything that they've been working for is still out there in front of them, even though this was a bad loss, all right, to Vandy. Even though, like I say, we got the most talent, we got better players, we got better everything. We had a bad game against Vandy. Albeit, but Vandy this year, they are not that bad of a team. And let's matter of fact, let's look at Vandy's schedule, okay? Everybody want to say Vandy is such a bad team. Vanderbilt, matter of fact, Vanderbilt got a better record than freaking Auburn. And we ain't talking about Auburn as bad as we talking about Vanderbilt. But Vanderbilt, I know they got a loss against Georgia State, which that's a bad loss for them. But the week prior to Vanderbilt beating my Alabama Crimson Tide, they took Missouri to the wire. All right. And at that time, Missouri was the number 7 ranked team in the nation. All right. They was a top 10 team, even though my Alabama Crimson Tide was number 1 at the time that they beat that Vandy beat them. All right. But like I say, Vandy, they got 2 wins over Power 4 programs. 1 over my Alabama Crimson Tide, 1 over Virginia Tech. So that's more than what you can say about them, you know, last year. All right, year prior, they did beat Florida, but they still was terrible. Florida was terrible too. So, hey, it is what it is. I'm not going to drop my Alabama Crimson Tide out of my top 4 because they took 1 loss. No matter how you look at it, Alabama still got one of the best wins in all of college football, and that's beating the Georgia Bulldogs. Even though I think Vandy got the best win in all of college football, my Alabama Crimson Tide will come in second with the best win in all of college football. Okay, so hey, it is what it is. You don't have to agree. That's your opinion, and I got mine. But I got Tennessee coming in at number 5, and my Alabama Crimson Tide coming in at number 4, even though both of those programs took a loss this past weekend to lesser unranked opponents. That's my opinion. All right. At number 3, I might get some backlash for this, just like I might get backlash for Tennessee and Alabama. But coming in at number 3, I got the Texas A&M Aggies. Who Texas beat this past weekend? Texas A&M Aggies coming off a big win over Missouri, who was ranked, I believe, number 7 at the time. No, they had went a little lower because they beat Vanderbilt by only 3 points in double overtime. So they fell in the rankings last week. But Missouri came in ranked. Texas A&M came in ranked at number 25 at the time. After beating Missouri, now they're the 15th ranked team in the nation. Okay, but I got Texas A&M at number 3. All right, Texas A&M, I think they're a good program. Texas A&M also only have, I believe, 1 loss on the season. Matter of fact, it is 1 loss on the season. They're 5-1. Texas A&M is one of the 2 teams that has won 5 games in the SEC. They sitting at 5-1. Texas sitting at 5-0. Texas A&M will go into their first bye this week. So every team done had a bye except for Texas A&M, which they go into it this week. But they only drop 1 loss. Like I said, they beat a ranked Missouri. All right. Who else they are? They done beat Florida. They done beat Arkansas, and they done beat Missouri. All right. Arkansas, like I said, they're a good team, even though they ain't ranked. They still a good team sitting at 3-2. All right. They over 500, I can tell you that. But anyway, like I say, if you want to really look at it, you got Kentucky, South Carolina, Vanderbilt, and Florida with better records than Auburn. But ain't nobody talking about how terrible Auburn is, even though they done lost 4 damn games. And people want to say that Vanderbilt is the worst team in the SEC. No, they not. That is Mississippi State, who's only won 1 game, and Auburn, who's only won 2. Everybody else got 3 or more. Everybody else is sitting over 500. But y'all want to clown Alabama so bad for losing to Vanderbilt when Vanderbilt ain't even the worst team. And it's who some people consider the best coach in all of college football that says no matter who you playing in the SEC, it's going to be hard. But, I'm not giving Alabama no pass. I'm not giving Vandy a pass. But, hey, Vandy ain't the Vandy of last year. That's why I say you can't look at one season and think it's going to translate to the next season. You can't look at one game and think it's going to translate to the next game, okay? But going back to Texas A&M, I like what I see out of Texas A&M. I like what I see out of that defense. Connor Wigman is playing some good damn ball. I tell you that. But Texas A&M defense, they really impressed me. That's why I put them at number 3 as the 3rd ranked team in the SEC for after week 6. Now, will they be there next week? Probably, because they got a bye weekend. I don't like dropping teams when they on a bye week. Okay, but will they be in there 2 weeks from now? Who knows? All right, just like Alabama coming off a big win against Georgia and then lose to Vanderbilt, an unranked opponent. What happens one week won't translate to the next week. I'm telling you that now. But anyway, it is what it is. I got Texas A&M at number 3 in my top 5 SEC rankings. At number 2, I got those Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia Bulldogs coming off a win against the Auburn Tigers. Some Georgia fans was not impressed with that win, felt like they could do more. But guess what? They rebounded from the loss to Alabama, did what they had to do, and got that damn win. And that's what you're supposed to do. And I'm expecting my Alabama Crimson Tide to do the same thing. I'm expecting Tennessee to do the same thing. Now, Georgia, they got some good wins too. They got a win against Clemson, which Clemson is ranked number 10 right now. They got a win against Kentucky. Okay. powerful opponent, and they got a win against Auburn, even though Auburn, they are terrible this year. They are terrible. You can't, it ain't Georgia's fault that Auburn is terrible. That's all I can say. They rebounded and did what they were supposed to do. That is, Georgia is a playoff team. They still a championship caliber team. You can't discount that just because they got a loss against Alabama. Even though I'm an Alabama fan and I like to clown Georgia and talk shit about Georgia, I still know Georgia is a good team. All right. So hey, I think last week I had Georgia at number 4. Okay, at number 4. But then Alabama, the number 1 team, lost. Tennessee, the number 4 team, lost. This is in the nation, not my rankings, but the number 4 team lost. So I had to drop them. So I got Georgia at number 2. I think I had them at number 2 before. All right, right behind Texas. At one time I had them at number 3. But Georgia doing their thing. So hey, I got to put them in their rightful place. All right, I got to put them in their rightful place. And at number 1, Texas remains. Texas remains as the number 1 team in the nation, in the SEC, in my opinion. Matter of fact, I believe they're the number 1 team in the nation too. They 5-0. They didn't play this week. So they didn't play last week. They got a big game coming up this week, the Red River rivalry against those Oklahoma Sooners. They got to go to Norman, Oklahoma to take on those Oklahoma Sooners. And this is a tough game. This will be a tough game. Now, these two guys, they get up to play each other. All right. Oklahoma got the victory last year, but I believe Texas is going to get the victory this year. I think Texas is just a better team. They got the better overall offense and defense, in my opinion. Okay, but we'll see where the chips fall. But as of right now, I got Texas as the number 1 team simply because they are the only team in the SEC that's undefeated. You might can say, well, they ain't played nobody. Well, all I know, they beat the defending national champions, even though the defending national champions got 2 losses right now. They coming off a loss. They beat Oklahoma. I mean, they beat Mississippi State, Power 4 SEC teams, who is the worst team in the SEC right now. But hey, that is not their fault. That is not Texas' fault. And until Texas lose, they're going to be my number 1 team in the SEC. Okay, so if Texas was to lose and all these teams with 1 loss still got 1 loss, then I have to reevaluate. All right, I have to reevaluate. So, but as of right now in the SEC, as far as ranked teams, I'm talking about top 25 or whatever, out of all the SEC teams, my Alabama Crimson Tide got the best win. But if you want to just hold it to the SEC, Vandy got the best win in my position, in my opinion. But then my Alabama come in second after Vanderbilt with the best win. Okay, who got the worst loss? Alabama got the worst loss. So it is what it is. I got to say it. I got to say it. We got possibly the best win and what a lot of people think is the worst loss, including me. And I will reiterate, even though I say Alabama got the worst loss, Vandy ain't the worst team. Vandy ain't the team of yesteryear. I'll just say that. Vandy, just like Clark Lee, or Lee, whatever, however you pronounce his name, he been saying he's building something at Vandy. And I'm not just saying that because they beat Alabama. They just outplayed Alabama, outcoached Alabama. It's just the way it is. But I think we are looking, myself included, we are looking, putting way more into this loss to Vandy than we should. We are really overreacting. Alabama can come back and be a dominant force like they always have been, but we got to fix that defense. But it is what it is. That's my top 5 SEC rankings after week 6. Number 5, Tennessee. Number 4, Alabama. Number 3, Texas A&M. Number 2, Georgia. And number 1, Texas Longhorns. And like I said, if you agree with it, put it in the comment section. If you don't agree with it, put it in the comment section. All right, so it is what it is. And y'all remember to be blessed. And I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, and roll damn Tide.